Good afternoon and welcome to the OR Today webinar series. We're excited to have over 300 registered attendees for today's webinar. I want to remind you today's webinar is eligible for one continuing education hour. The post-webinar survey and certificate process are now automated so that the survey link will be included in the follow-up email, which you'll receive about an hour after this webinar has finished. Once you have completed the survey, you'll be able to download your certificate immediately, and one lucky attendee will still win an Amazon gift card for completing the survey. Okay, let's kick off today's webinar by giving an OR Today live surprise pack to the attendee that can tell me the answer to the following trivia question. Today's sponsor, oneSOURCE, is headquartered in Utah. What is the name of the abstract sculpture carved of solid sandstone and is the world's largest natural rock span near Lake Powell? Answer now using the questions feature on your dashboard. While you're answering, I just want to remind you to save the date for our 7th annual OR Today live surgical conference, which will be taking place in August 2020 from the 16th to the 18th at the Omni Interlochen Hotel, Denver, Colorado. Join us to discover new opportunities, broaden your knowledge, and exchange ideas. For more information, visit ortodaylive.com. Okay, and let's see who the winner of our OR Today surprise package is. And it is, let's have a look. It is Janet Eastbrook. Congratulations, Janet. The correct answer is the Rainbow Bridge National Monument. OR Today would like to thank our sponsor, oneSOURCE. The oneSOURCE document site includes the most comprehensive online collection of surgical instrument, equipment and tissue implants, IFUs and manuals and related compliance documents. For more information, visit onesourcedocs.com. Okay, our presenter today is Lindsay Frickovich-Nelson, Vice President of Sales and Marketing at oneSOURCE Document Management Services. Lindsay, you may begin whenever you're ready.
Thank you so much, Linda, for the introduction, and thank you everyone for attending today. I'm very excited to show you around oneSOURCE and give you some background and get into some of our features and different products that we offer. So I just want to start with a little background about us. So oneSOURCE came online in 2009 with our surgical instrument database. And this was around the time that the Joint Commission updated their accreditation requirements, asking healthcare facilities to show that they're following their IFUs, or instructions for use documents, during an audit. And other accrediting bodies have the same requirements, AAHC, DNV, other surveying groups, as well as CMS. And we followed the surgical instrument database launch with our equipment database. And in 2014, there was a Joint Commission update that put an emphasis on the IFUs for cleaning of patient care equipment as well. And in fact, it is a requirement to have an IFU available for anything that is cleaned or high-level disinfected in the hospital. So again, our surgical instrument database contains IFUs for reusable surgical instruments that are sterilized. And our equipment database focuses on any patient care equipment that is cleaned or high-level disinfected. And we now sell these two databases together as a package. And in fact, about 85% of the U.S. healthcare market now subscribes to oneSOURCE, which is very exciting. And I would like to add that the alternative to using our database is, paper copies, or was paper copies in the past, which can be virtually, impossible to keep up with. And the success of oneSOURCE and our platform is the idea that a hospital can go to one place, or one source, if you will, to have all of their IFUs for sterilizing and cleaning instruments and equipment, and operators and service manuals as well, right in one place that's continually updated. That way, everyone from a technician or a nurse, environmental services, managers, directors, infection control departments, etc., can have their documents all here at the click of a mouse. So we're really excited just to have everything in one place for you. So I am going to go and give you an overview of all of our databases and then just focus on a couple of them for the purpose of our webinar. So I'm just going to scroll down here and show you everything that we have available. So I touched on surgical and equipment a little bit, and I'm going to talk more about that. But I also want to give a mention to the other things that we offer. We launched our biomedical HTM database in 2015. And this was in response to changing accreditation requirements for biomed departments. So this database focuses on preventive maintenance and service information on clinical equipment. And oneSOURCE also has a dental database. So this database includes IFUs for dental instruments and dental equipment. It also houses the SDS and MSDS sheets for dental products as well as dental consumables. And we're in the pre-launch, early launch stage of our facilities maintenance database. And the facilities maintenance departments have similar Joint Commission requirements as the biomed department. So this focuses on service information and preventive maintenance information for non-medical equipment in the hospital. And lastly, we have our tissue and implants database, which we just launched a few months back, which we're very excited about. And I'm going to go into that in some more detail in a short time. So I'm going to just start here by telling you a little more about how to use oneSOURCE and get into some of the searching. So I'd like to emphasize that oneSOURCE is completely online. There's no software to download or install. It's simply accessed via username and password, and it does allow for unlimited users at the same time, which is great because you can have people in different departments logging in. It's also available via tablet or phone as well. You receive a username and password when you subscribe, and you're provided a relationship manager from oneSOURCE. And through that, you can also put desktop shortcuts on your computers, or many facilities choose to put it on their internal intranet so that they can have easy access and people can just see that icon right on all of the computers and jump on easily. So the surgical instrument and equipment database, as I mentioned, contain IFUs for any instruments that are sterilized, as well as devices and patient care equipment that is high-level disinfected and cleaned, such as scopes, pumps, probes, crash cart equipment, IV poles, warmers, washers, etc. And again, this allows for multiple departments, such as the ER and OR, as well as sterile processing, X-ray, GI lab, med-surg, OB, radiology lab, etc., to access the IFUs that they require. So once you're logged in and you scroll down to the search area where I am right now, you'll find that there are various ways to search and find what you're looking for. So I'm going to show you these various ways. On the standard search side, if we want to put a catalog number in, which is on the reorder number that you're going to find in the instrument, that's always going to give you the most refined results. So I'm going to start with that, put one in, and I just click Search Documents. And we'll show you what we have here. So I just had one result because I had that, that catalog number. So you'll see here we have the manufacturer listed, which is Aesculap. Then we have the catalog number here. Now we have the description of the item. And then we're going to go right to review date and review status and the manufacturer document date. So I just want to stop and explain a little more about what these all these numbers mean. We really try to provide you the most information so that you can understand what's in the database, when it's been added, and the meaning. So the manufacturer document date is simply the date the manufacturer stamps on their document. The review date is the date that we check with the manufacturer to see if there have been any revisions to the document. And the review status says current if we checked with the manufacturer and there was no change. If there was a change or a revision, the status goes to revise and it stays in that status until we review it again. So we are an ISO registered company. I like to emphasize that. We do have a stringent process for checking for revisions. For our surgical instrument database and our tissue and implant database, we check for revisions every 90 days. For our equipment manuals, we do so annually, as those are not updated as frequently. So that is our process with that. So I'm just going to go over here and click Show Document and open up the document here. So the first thing you'll notice when we open up this document is we have this great cover sheet, which we call a Tech Ready, okay? And we have a couple different types of Tech Readies, but essentially it's a cover sheet that gives you some information that has a very large font, and you'll see we can click on the table of contents in the top right. It'll take me right to that table of contents, and then I can see all the information here. Here's the manual cleaning disinfection, mechanical cleaning disinfection. So I can click anywhere on the page and it'll take me right to that page. And it also has a back to top feature right here. So I can quickly get back to that cover page again. So the Tech Readies and the improved navigation are really nice just to get through some of these lengthy documents. Some of the complex instruments and equipment manuals can have, hundreds of pages. So it's really convenient to have that. So I'm just going to scroll up here and press Clear Search in between my search. And I'm going to go down to the manufacturer and keyword. So all the manufacturers are listed here, okay? So I just put in Olympus. You can start typing and it'll auto-populate, or you can scroll through all the manufacturers. So let's say you don't have a catalog or model number available. I could put in a manufacturer and a keyword. So I could put in scope, for example. That would give me all the Olympus scopes, which is going to deliver a lot of results. You can narrow it down to a name or a partial name. That's usually a good way to find what you're looking for if you don't have that catalog or model number. So I did Olympus LF1, and I'll click Search Documents, which again is a type of scope. So let's see how many results. So I just have about 6 results with this, so it's a manageable amount to take a look at here. So let's see, the one at the top, I'm just going to take a look at this. You can see this one was just reviewed, and the review status is current. And so I'll just click, and we also have the document type over here. I didn't mention that earlier. Besides the database, we have the document type. So here we have a discontinuation letter and a manual. We have instructions for use here, reprocessing manual. So we're going to give you different type of documentation focused on the IFUs, but if there's a supporting document, especially like a discontinuation letter, we're going to include that as well. So let me just click on the document here and open it up for you. So we have another Tech Ready here. This one has a nice color code on the top, which is nice. You can see the steam is yellow, high level disinfection orange, et cetera, et cetera. So these are on a lot of the Tech Readies, and then they're highlighted with these colors, these portions. And we've also got the more hyperlinks here. You can get right to the discontinuation letter or right to the IFU here. Let me just click off of that and go back to the search screen again. And I'm going to clear my search and show you one more way to search. So on the right side, we call this the Dropdown Search. So all of the manufacturers that we have in the database are listed here. So I can put in 3M, and now I can go down and see all the categories 3M has. So if I know I'm looking for some type of surgical clipper, I can put that in. Now I can break it up all the way down to subcategories. We have a few different models, and all the way down to sets. And again, we have these various ways to search because we know our clients have different amounts of information available to you. As a nurse, on the floor, you might not know a model number, but you could use the drop-down search to play around and find something, process of elimination. So that's why we have those various ways to search. So you can see, just have this one result here. So the next thing I wanted to show you is our favorites list. So you can see here, we have this little heart box. So I'm going to click on that. This is basically a place where you want to save things that you use frequently. So this can be an excellent management tool, and I want to say it's one of the favorite features of our clients. And you can use this in so many different ways, and really the sky's the limit. We have hospitals and surgery centers, different groups using this. It really is what makes sense to you. So anything that you want to save in your favorites, you just click on the heart box, and then from there, you can add categories to it. So I'll just show you a few that I have created. I have Dr. Brown, infection control, procedure XYZ, set 1, 2, 3. So you could have your sterile processing department, for example, have, they could have one, and then they could break it down further by procedures and sets. You could do it by the OR. You could put your own name in. We have a lot of nurses or technicians who just want to have their own favorites, or by other departments in the hospital. It really, is what works best for you. If you'd like to add a category, you just click on this and add it. If you'd like to add an alternate name, you can do that as well. As you may know, there are many items that you may refer to not by the clinical name. And, we can't put those in for you because they're different in different regions, and different people use different things. But we found from feedback from our clients, you want an opportunity to put that name in yourself. So you can put your alternate name in here as well. And here's a place to put notes in. So you can put notes in if you'd like, and just save at the bottom. So I'm going to scroll up and just go right into the favorites list and show you. Here we're at the toolbar at the top. So if I click on the favorites, I'll open that up for you. You can see everything that I have saved here. So, and in addition to that, there's different search features. So you can search by your categories. So let's say this is built up, and you can see everyone's favorites, which is nice. You can have your own favorites by category, but if you want to see what other people have added, you can stay connected that way, which is really helpful, and even from a management perspective as well. If you'd like to search by your notes, you can do that. Or if you want to search by your alternate name, you can. And then you can see everything's listed here. I don't have any alternate names in here, but this is where it would go. Again, this is really easy to edit. If you want to go back and edit this once you're in your favorites, just click on that box again and open it up, and you can edit it right from this screen. So super easy to use. You can also delete and check mark things on the side here. Another feature we have, you can download and print everything that's in your favorites, although we recommend you using oneSOURCE online because of the revisions. Sometimes you're going to be offline for some reason and you need to download or print something. All the documents are PDFs in Adobe Reader format, so you can zoom or print anything. And if you wanted to print this list in an Excel spreadsheet as well, there is a way to do it where you can also upload a batch of things from oneSOURCE into your favorites list from the search screen as well. And that's what you upload right here. And that can also be convenient if they're, as a manager maybe, or as a head of a department, you want to put a group of things for all of the nurses or all of the technicians to see at once. You can do it quickly rather than adding things one at a time. And the last feature in favorites I really want to show you is this notification email. This is one of the things we were most excited about. We had a lot of requests for this over the years, so we were excited once we added this. So if you put your email address in here and save it, you will receive an email notification when anything in your favorites goes from that current status I mentioned to the revised status. Everything I have in here is current right now. So then you'll get pinged when it's been revised. And that is very helpful because you don't have to just, come back in and check every time you're looking for something that you use frequently to know if there's been a revision. You'll be notified. So that's a really, really useful feature. I also want to emphasize you can click on any of these header boxes and it alphabetizes that column. And that's true on the main search screen as well. And I find that helpful as well if you have a large amount of information you're looking at. It's easier for the eye to sort. So I want to just jump up to the top here and go over a couple of more things on the tab on top. I want to go to the recent revisions tab and continue to touch on what I was talking about. So let's say you have your notification email and you get notified that something has been revised recently. Well, you probably would like to know what has changed in the document. Now, don't just want to guess, right? Or try to scroll through and figure it out. And we're going to help you do that as well. So on our recent revisions tab, if I scroll down to the bottom, I have 373 results. So this is going to show me all of the things that have been revised in the last 30 days. So we have 373 results. So that's a lot of documents. Those are surgical and equipment documents that have been revised, and biomedical as well. And you can see You can click on any of them here. You can sort this list also. And in addition to that, we have a date range here. You can go back further than these 30 days and see what was revised in different months with this calendar here, okay? But just going back to what we were talking about, let's say you get pinged that something in your favorites list has been revised. Well, up here, we keep these weekly recently revised document lists. And this is we have 4 weeks that we archive at a time that we're going to show you the revisions and what has changed. So you get an email, something in your favorites has been revised. Well, you can go in here, let's click on this, and it's going to open up the spreadsheet and show me the changes for that week. And as you can see for the first few, sometimes they do not change. They make a revision, but there's no changing to cleaning or sterilization. And we're going to let you know that as well, so you're not wasting time. But here you can see right here on this one, for example, we have the revision, the document name, what was added to the revision, what was removed. So this is really, really handy and a big time-saving measure. And again, I like to say it's a good management tool. If you have those things in your favorites list, you can make sure that everyone's made aware when the revisions come out. So I'm just going to go back to the search screen here again, and I have a few more things to show you. We do have our oneSOURCE University here. I want to go and talk about training for a minute. We keep some important news updates in here. We do have oneSOURCE University. These are twice weekly webinars with our onboarding manager, and we do provide webinars when any client signs up for oneSOURCE, they'll have a training webinar, and at any time that they request one, that's free and included with the service. We have our oneSOURCE weekly webinars where anyone can just click here and jump on the webinar without signing up in advance. So that's really helpful. I'm just going to click on our training tab as well. We pause this. We have our training video. It just starts playing when you log in here, which is great. It's a webinar similar to what I'm doing here, where you can make it full screen, you can download it or stream it live. We've got some other great things below. You can competency evaluation on watching it, certificate of competency, frequently asked questions. You can log in here, and you can put your information in here and ask for another webinar. And then on the right here, we have video chapters. This is really nice because you can kind of skip around. If you forgot how to use favorites, you can just go right to that point. You don't have to go through the whole thing again. Watch the whole video if you just want to skip around. So it's definitely helpful to have that tool as well. And I just want to show you, we also have a recently viewed tab. Again, this can be a good management tool if you want to see what people are using. You can see the last 100 documents viewed at your facility. So we do have one additional tab that's usually here. It's our education tab, but we're in the middle of revamping it right now. It'll be a part of our knowledge center when we're launching a new fresh look of our website soon. And what's really exciting about our education tab, it's a place where we provide CE credits, continuing education credits, and we're working on a new 2-credit class, which we're excited. We should have that launched by the beginning of the new year. And it will have continuing education credits for the CBS, CD, and ISHM certifications, as well as 2 nursing credits. So please stay tuned for that to be coming soon. And we also provide different continuing education credits from different classes for manufacturers or groups like ISHM as well. So we're looking forward to a new robust knowledge center and education area with some more great continuing education credits for you, and especially some free ones as well. So the last big feature I wanted to go over is our Submit Document Request button. So this is a big part of what we do. oneSOURCE has never just arbitrarily put documents into the database. The entire database is built on client requests, which now for our surgical instrument and equipment database, which is why it's so robust at this point. With 85% of the hospital market, you can imagine, it's been built up by our clients, which many of you are our clients. So if we are missing something, despite that, there's always something old or something new coming out, right? This is a continual process. You kind of have to think of oneSOURCE as a living, breathing database. We're always adding something old and something new, and we're always getting updates. So We have excellent teams of healthcare professionals and document experts working for oneSOURCE for you. So if you are looking on oneSOURCE and you find that we're missing something, you click on the Submit Document Request and you put in the information. Is it a surgical instrument? Is it a piece of equipment? And we've got all the other tissue or implants and the other databases available here as well. You put the catalog or model number in, a manufacturer, your name, email, and phone number, and best time or way to reach you, and submit it. And our customer service team will get back to you within 24 hours, letting you know we've received your request. And our quality objective is to have all document requests up within 3 business days. So the turnaround is pretty fast. If it's going to take longer for any special reason, we'll be in touch with you, what the issue is, and we'll stay in touch with you and let you know when your document has been added. And we're also going to show you how to find that document once it's been added as well. So I'm just going to click back onto the search screen one more time. And right before I'm going to go into the tissue and implants database, I just wanted to show you that we do have our toolbox on the right here as well, with partner links, user instructions that are written, temperature conversions, another place to request training, and French catheter scale, English metric. So just some more things in the toolbox for you. So now I'd like to switch gears a little bit and focus on the new database that we launched recently, our tissue and implants database. So you'll notice I'm going to click back from surgical and equipment over to tissue here. And we're very excited about this new product. And like most of our products and databases we've launched, you know, we hear a need from our clients. We see accreditation requirements that are putting, you know, pressure on our clients to have these documents, and that's really where we come in. So with tissue and implants, there are many types of implantable materials and devices. There's human tissue, allograft, cardiac pacemakers, stents, vascular grafts, repair meshes and slings, devices and orthopedic joints, and each one has its own IFU specific to their product. So biologic IFUs include critical information about storing, transporting, and handling sterilized human, bovine, porcine-derived materials. IFUs for non-biological implants include similar storage and transportation instructions for things such as prostheses, hardware, or screws. And the Joint Commission requires healthcare organizations to transport, handle, store, and use tissue according to source facilities or manufacturers' written instructions. The American Association of Tissue Banks recommends that healthcare facility staff members that handle tissue should become familiar with the tissue source facility's instructions for use, and different processors may have different protocols. So because of this, that's really where we came in. It's also a requirement that these documents are kept for 10 years. So I'm going to start by looking up a Vertigraft IFU for you and talk a little bit about the requirement that these documents are kept for 10 years. So you have to have the IFU, but you need to have the IFU that was used, you know, the one that correlates to the patient that it was used on. And you have to be able to go back 10 years and provide these. So when I look up this LifeNet Health Vertigraft, you can see under View Document, I have more than one document. So for the other databases I showed you, when there's a revision to the document, we remove the old document and we put the new one up. But for the tissue and implants database, we're going to archive them right here for you so that you can see the ones that were available at different times. These two, there's only 2 right now. If there were going to be more, you would see, let's say there was 5 in here, there'd be a date on each one, so you'd see the hierarchy. So let me just click on this first one. So this is the current one. And again, the print is small. I apologize. You can use those Adobe features for zooming and printing, but you'll see this one has Rev 11 up here on the top right. And if I click on the View Archive, this is the one that came before. We have Rev 10 here. And again, the dates are going to be on here as we get more and more. The great thing is our clients are helping us with the older ones as well. As you can imagine, it's difficult to obtain some of the older IFUs, even from the manufacturers, if they're 5 or 10 years old. So our clients are providing some of those. And going forward, the great thing is just getting with the tissue and implant database of oneSOURCE now, going forward in the years to come, as this requirement is in place, we're going to have these archived. So it's very exciting. I'm going to clear my search and just show you something else here. You can also add with a submit document request and search for things as sets or systems. So I can look up this, I'm going to look up anterior cervical plate system. So you can see I can search by sets or systems, and we do this with surgical instruments as well. So it was a natural understanding for us coming into this database. So I'm searching all of the anterior cervical plate systems. We have quite a few results here. So I can sort this too by manufacturer. So here's some choice spine sets. I'll just click on the first one to show you an example here. So here we have this plate system. Scroll down a little bit and show you the IFU. And there we are, some more information on it. And I would like to emphasize, you know, some of these do come as package inserts. You know, they do come as package inserts, but again, just like the old-fashioned way of having paper copies, this is even more difficult to pull out a package insert and then keep it in a binder, and it's not going to be updated. And so again, this is really where this database comes in, having to archive them, needing to have them all in one place. So that's really, really where oneSOURCE comes in. I'm going to clear search again. Let's look at something else. I'm just going to put in Abbott here, and how about carotid stent? Another exciting thing that we're doing and working on is interfacing with tissue tracking systems. So many of you may have a tissue tracking system in place at your facility, or may be considering working with one. We have the capability to interface with these. We do it on our surgical instrument database, for example. We interface with instrument tracking systems. So if a facility is in their instrument tracking system and they want to pull up the IFU from, let's say, SensaTrack or Microsystems SPM, for example, they can pull up the IFU right from that system. And interface with tissue tracking systems will work the same way. If you're in one of those tracking systems, you'd be able to pull up the IFU from oneSOURCE. It might just be a link, or it could get more complex and pull it up right at the IFU, right at the catalog number level. So for anyone who's interested in that, you can reach out to us and let us know if you'd like us to reach out to your tissue tracking system to see if we can set up an interface. And we're continuing to work on these right now. So we're really excited about that. Just want to jump over to the drop down again and show you how, again, we can use this over here. Here's something biologic. You can look up Organogenesis Incorporated, and I can see the types of, they have advanced wound care or allograft tissue here in the categories. Go down to subcategories. You can see, again, got the different subcategories. It breaks it all the way down to sets here. So this can help as well. And I'll just click there and open this up. And again, you can see here document type. This is a package insert. We've got the description here, package insert, and I'll show the document. Scroll down and let you take a look at that for a minute. I'm just going to go back over to oneSOURCE here and scroll up. And again, you can clear your search in between. We also have a space for document search page instructions right below here that can pop up as well. And also notifying you here that the most up-to-date version of Adobe Reader is recommended for using oneSOURCE. So at this juncture, I am going to hand this back over to Linda to open it up for questions. So let me do that, and I look forward to your questions.
Great. Thank you so much, Lindsay. Yes, we've got a couple of questions that have come in. The first question is, how many people can access oneSOURCE with a subscription?
That's a great question. It does allow unlimited users per subscribing facility. So, we have many facilities that are subscribing to the biomedical database, the tissue and implant database, surgical equipment, dental. They're all using it. They can have one password or per database or separate passwords so people are not seeing what the other people are looking at. And they can have unlimited users at the same time. So as many people at this facility can be on their computer or phone or tablet getting into oneSOURCE.
That's great. So how long does it take to get a document if it's missing from oneSOURCE?
If a document is missing, it's our quality standard to get the document up within 3 business days. And, in some special cases, if it's hard to obtain for some reason, if it's very old or something like that, we'll stay in touch with the client and let them know when the document has been added and what the issue is. But the quality standard is to have them up within 3 business days.
Okay, that's great. And now, can oneSOURCE interface with tissue tracking software?
Yes, I did highlight that at the end, that we can interface with tissue tracking software. We have some interfaces in the works right now that will be ready to unveil shortly. And we really emphasize that we'd like our clients to reach out to us and let us know if there's a specific tracking system that they would like us to interface with so that we can go after that for them.
Okay. Is there an app?
Yes, the source, we're actually developing a new app right now. So that will be launched shortly. But in the interim, it does size appropriately. So if you pull it out up on your phone or a tablet, it will size appropriately for your phone or tablet. So you'll be able to use it easily. But we are unveiling a new app with our new facelift of oneSOURCE that's going to be coming soon. So look for that app. We will definitely announce it to our clients when the official new app has been launched.
Okay. Another question is, do you integrate with TrackCore for tissue tracking?
That's a great question. We're not currently interfacing with TrackCore, but their name has come up recently as someone we should be working with. So they're on the list of others that we're going to be reaching out to and working, and others that we are currently working with. And I would definitely advise that client who's asking the question for them. Linda, I think you're going to provide my contact information to everyone. So I would be happy to talk to that person directly offline about that as well.
Okay, that's great. We don't appear to have any more questions, but attendees, I will now give you Lindsay's email address. So if you wish to contact her, oh, hang on, no, we've got one more question here. Are you working, sorry, it suddenly popped up. Are you working with UDI tracking? Will oneSOURCE be up to date on when a manufacturer changes hands?
Yes, that is such a great question. We are well aware of the situations with UDI tracking, and we're working closely on a procedure for that. Right now, we're doing a pretty good job of, when you see that a manufacturer has changed hands, you'll see in oneSOURCE sometimes if you look it up under one place, we'll let you know. There'll be a message there from us to check to go to another look in another place where the new manufacturer is, but we do plan to provide that UDI code in the future, and we are abreast of that situation. So that's a great question, and that is the future. So thank you.
Okay, so should I use the new or old owner as a reference?
As far as the manufacturer, that's a good question. I don't want to say that there's a blanket answer for that because it probably depends when they changed hands. But you will notice our team does a really good job of assisting with that. And again, you can always reach out to us if you're not clear, not just with a submit document request, but you can call our customer service number or send us an email and we'll clarify for you. But you will oftentimes find the note if you look up you know, we're going to put it with the new manufacturer ideally at some point. So, you know, I would try there first. And if you don't see it there, then look at the old.
Okay, so as I was saying before, this is Lindsay's email address. It's lnelson@onesourcedocs.com. That's lnelson@onesourcedocs.com. So if you wish to contact Lindsay directly, please use that email. I think, Lindsay, that is about it. So thank you so much for a great and informative webinar, and thank you again to our sponsor, oneSOURCE. Just a reminder that the post-webinar survey and certificate process is now automated, so the survey link will be included in the follow-up email, which you'll receive in about an hour's time. Once you've completed the survey, you'll be able to download your certificate immediately, and one lucky attendee will win an Amazon gift card for completing the survey. If you have any questions, please contact us at webinar@mdpublishing.com. And for more information on our upcoming OR Today webinars, please visit our website, ortoday.com/webinars. So thank you again, Lindsay, and thank you to everybody for giving up their time to listen to the webinar today. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we hope to see you next time.
Thank you.